The last session we have discussed about until the sixth canto, which is Yuddha Kanda. That Lord Sri Sita Rama Lakshman, they have all returned to Ayodhya. They were coronated as the king. And Uttara means Tadottara. What happened next after that? That is called Uttara. So this Khanda talks about from the point when Rama was coronated as the king. And it briefly describes about all the lineage of each of the great personalities in Ramayanam, including the demons also. So mainly they talk about demons, and then the banishment of Sita, Mother Sita, into forest again, and then the disappearance of Sita, and how Rama ruled this world for 11,000 years, and then finally the disappearance of Lord Ramachandra. Okay, so this Uttarakanda, it has around 100 sargas or 100 chapters, basically. So I will be going a little bit in detail about this Uttarakanda. It is this Kanda itself has its own benefits. Listening to Ramayana until Yuddha Kanda is one step, and listening to Uttara Ramayana is another, actually. So when Ramachandra, when he returned to Ayodhya, when he was there, so after killing all the demons, what happened is one day all the rishis, great sages, they came to congratulate Raghava. So Kaushika, Yavakrita, Raibha, Chavana, and Medhatiti, his son Kanva. So they were all residing on the eastern direction. So from eastern direction, these sages came to meet Rama in Ayodhya. Then from the southern direction, the sages were Swastyatreya, Namuchi, Pramuchi, and Agastya Muni. They came from the southern direction. Then from the western direction, Prishadghu, Kavasha, Dhaumya, Raudreya. And they all came. They just didn't come alone. They came along with their disciples. Then from the northern direction, the great seven Maharshis, which are Vasishtha, Kashyapa, Atri, Vishwamitra, Gautama, Jamadagni, and Bharadvaja. So they all came from the northern directions. So all these great souls, these great sages, they reached the residence of Lord Ramachandra. And they waited for the Pratihara. Pratihara is basically the gatekeeper or the doorkeeper. So they waited for the doorkeeper to announce their arrival to Lord Ramachandra. So when the Pratihara got to know, the doorkeeper got to know, he entered and he approached Lord Ramachandra. And Rama was, it's mentioned that he was looking like as radiant as a full moon. And he told him, my dear king, Agastya Muni and all other rishis, they have arrived. So when he heard that they arrived, Ramachandra, he immediately told you, okay, they have come, so you ensure that they're all comfortable and you please allow them, immediately ask them to come inside. So when the sages arrived, Rama, he stood up and he offered his obeisances to all of the sages. And then he greeted them. He offered nice, comfortable seats. And Valmiki Maharshi mentions that those seats were with golden and coverful spreads. And Ramachandra then asked, about their welfare, about their disciples and other companions. So Ramachandra inquired about their well-wisher. Then all the sages at once, they said, my dear Raghava, descendant of the Raghu dynasty, we are very good. Don't worry about us. But it is a very good fortune that we're able to see you. And because of that, why we are happy? Because you have come and you have slain all the demons. The root of all the demons, Rakshasas, have been killed by you. So we are not suffering from any burden of Ravana, or neither his associates. So we are not suffering from them. There is no doubt that you can conquer the 3 worlds with your bow, the Sharanga bow. So it is good that you killed Ravana along with his sons and grandsons. And it is a very good fortune that we see you victorious today, and with your wife. So now they keep telling all the things that have happened, again as a summary. They say it is a very good fortune that the Prahastha, Vikata, Virupaksha, Mahodara, and undefeatable Akampana, then they all have been killed. Kumbhakarna, who was gigantic in size, there was no one as large as him in this world. It was good fortune that you killed him. It was good fortune that you killed Indrajit. Even the demigods were not able to kill him, but you were victorious over him. And finally, after you have killed so many people, it's not at all surprising that you have killed Ravana. It is very easy for you. Then they said that no, you have killed so many other Rakshasas, but when we heard that you had that Indrajit had been killed, we were all amazed. All the creatures found it impossible to kill him. He could invoke a great Maya, an illusory battle in the illusory war in the battlefield. So you gave us something very sacred. So as a Dakshina, you gave us the freedom from the fear. Why Dakshina? Because they perform all the different yajnas, sacrifices, right? So normally the king receives 1/6 of all whatever they do, all the sages do. So it is the duty of the king to protect them. So as a Dakshina, you have already, you killed all of them. So as a Dakshina, you gave us freedom from the fear. So when Ramachandra heard this, he was surprised. You see, passing over the of over Kumbhakarna's death and Ravana's death, why are you praising Ravana's son so much? And even Mahodara, Prahastha, Virupaksha, they were also very ferocious people. But overlooking all of them, you're praising Ravana's son, Indrajit. What were his powers? What was his strength? What was his valor? And what is the reason for him to be superior to Ravana? And very humbly, he says that if I'm capable of hearing it, and if you are indeed capable of telling me, and if this is not a secret account, then I wish to hear the story. See, this is the humbleness of Lord Ramachandra. When he approaches the saints, he does not order, oh no, you have to tell me now. He says, if I'm capable of hearing. So sometimes you might not be capable of hearing it. You're not eligible to hear certain things. And if it is a secret, something which should not be discussed, then one should not even hear. So he's saying that if I'm eligible to hear, if that's not a secret account, please reveal the story to me. So the Kumbhayoni is nothing but Agastya. Agastya's another name is Kumbhayoni. He said he was very pleased when Ramachandra, very humbly when he presented himself. So he said, sure, Rama, I will tell you everything. But let me start by telling you about Ravana's lineage and birth. And then I will tell you what all the boons that he got and other sons, everything. So I will tell all that. So he started saying, my dear Ramachandra, earlier in Krita Yuga, that is the first Yuga, before them, the Yuga, Brahma had a son. Okay, he was a great Brahmana, and his name is Pulastya. And he was as radiant as his own father, that is Brahma. And he has great qualities. He follows the dharma, the righteousness, the duty very sincerely, and he follows him very seriously. So, since he's a Brahmana and he in Satya Yuga, the Yuga Dharma is to perform meditation. So, to perform that, he went to do the tapasya and austerities. He went to the Meru Parvata. There was a mountain called Meru. He went there. And then he went to Trinavindu. There was a sage there, Rajarshi. There are different, there's a Rishi, there is Rajarshi, above him is a Maharshi, then Brahmarshi. The different grades of Rishis are there. So Trinavindu is a Rajarshi. That means he's a king, a Kshatriya. And he is performing some penances. He came to the mountains to do some certain austerities there. So Pulastya, he went there, and then nearby to him, a little far away, he built his own hermitage and he started performing his austerities there. So he was doing every day the Shastra Adhyayana, practice or study of Vedas every day. And he used to control his senses. But around that area, right, that hermitage, Trinavindu's hermitage, many maidens means Kanya. Okay, Kanya. Kanya means unmarried girls. Okay, so whom we call, how do we say, virgin girls. So many girls who are unmarried, they used to come to that place, Trinavindu's ashrama on the Meru Parvata. Why? Because all the seasons were present there. So what the objects of desires of all the seasons were present there. So these maidens, they always come there to that region for sporting. And who are these maidens? Some of them are the of demigods. Some maidens are of serpents. Some are daughters of royal sages, Rajarshis, and some are even Apsaras, celestial damsels. They used to meet there, chit chat, and they used to sport there. So when they were all coming there and they were sporting, what happened? That it was disturbing Pulastya Rishi. So he became angry and said, anyone who comes within my range, right? Anyone who comes within this range of my vision, she will become pregnant. So when they all heard it, they immediately ran away from that place. But what happened? There was Trinavindu's daughter. Okay, she did not know about this. Maybe she was out on a vacation, and then when she returned, she came to the hermitage, and then she wanted to meet her friends. So she came to that region, that place, and started searching out for her friends. So without knowing anything, she went to that hermitage of Pulastya Brahma. His name is, so he's so great that His name is Pulastya, and his last name is Brahma. That means he's as great as Brahma. That's why they all used to call him as Pulastya Brahma. So she went around the hermitage of Pulastya Brahma, and she began to roam around. And at that time, Pulastya Brahma was studying there. And because of his austerities, he was radiant. He was very effulgent. So she heard some Vedas being chanted. And she saw that, okay, some Vedas are being chanted. So she went and she looked for him, from where the sound is coming. So she went and she saw Pulastya Brahma was reciting. And immediately what happened? Her body turned pale, and the signs of her being pregnant were very clearly visible. So on observing her form, she became very anxious. And she's thinking, how did this happen? So when she realized that, oh, this looks like the signs of being pregnant, she went back to her ashram and she stood before her father. So seeing her, Trinavendu asked, how did you become like this? In the morning you were fine, and now you look like you are carrying a child. You look like you're pregnant. Then she was also very distressed. She said, she offered obeisances and said, my dear father, I also don't know why my form has become like this. Earlier, after vacation, I came here and I was searching for my friends, and I went alone to Maharshi Pulastya Brahma's ashram. But when I went to the hermitage, I did not see anyone there. And immediately my body changed like this, and then I came here. Then Trinabindu, he meditated. With his power of meditation, he understood what is the reason that led to this consequence. He got to know about that curse that Maharshi had put. So taking his daughter with him, he went to Pulastya Brahma. And he addressed, and he said that, my dear sage, my daughter, she's adorned with all good qualities. So I'm offering her to you as your wife. Please accept her. Because when you engage in different austerities, your senses will become exhausted. So she will serve you very devotedly. Please accept. And then Pulastya Brahma also understood the reason why she became pregnant. So then Brahmana, that Pulastya Brahma, he also agreed. He accepted her. And after that, Trinavendu, he left for his own hermitage. From then on, this daughter of Trinavendu, she resided there as a wife of Pulastya Brahma. And she was very nicely serving the sage. So now, when being pleased, when Pulastya Brahma was so pleased with her service, he said, my dear wife, you possess abundance of various good qualities. I'm very pleased with you. So therefore, I'll grant you a son who will be like me itself in my qualities. And he will extend both the lineages, like this Chandravamsha and Suryavamsha, right? So from him, great lineages will come. And he'll be very famous as Paulastya. And because you heard me, the chanting the Vedas, so his name will be Vishrava. See, Shruta, Shrunu means to hear. Vishrunu or Vishruta means to hear very attentively, keenly. So since she became pregnant at the time when she was hearing the Vedic chants, so Pulastya Brahma said that our son will be named as Vishravasa, and he will be full of purity and dharma, and he'll be famous in all the three worlds. So then Vishravasa was born, and he also started observing many austerities, just like his father. So Pulastya, he is as equivalent as his father, that is Brahma, so he's called as Pulastya Brahma. Vishravasa was also as equivalent as his father in performing the austerities and all. So he's also named his last name as Brahma, Vishravasa Brahma. So, and Vishravasa was very truthful. He was always Patana Patana. One of the duties of Brahmana is Patan Patan. That means Patan Patan Yajan Dana Yadakarmahi. That means to read and to teach, to perform yajnas and to make others to perform yajna, to receive the donations and to give donations. These are the 6 duties of a Brahmana. So Vishravasa was performing all of them very nicely, very devoted to the dharma. He was unattached to any objects of pleasure, and he was having a very good conduct. So on knowing about him, then what happened? Bharadwaja Muni, Bharadwaja Rishi, he came there and he gave her his daughter. His daughter's name is Devavarnini. He gave his daughter to Vishravasa in marriage. So Vishravasa accepted her. And from her, Vishravasa, he begot a son who was again very extraordinary. He possessing all the good qualities of Brahmana. And since he's Vishravas's son, his name became Vaishravana. You see, like Krishna's name is Vasudeva. Why? He's the son of Vasudeva. Vasudeva and Vasudeva, both are different. Vasudeva is the father and Vasudeva is the son. So Pulastya is the father. Paulastya is the son of Pulastya, who is Vishravasa. So Vishravasa is the father and the son is Vaishravana. So Vaishravana. So Vaishravana also started growing up in that same ashram. And when he was growing up, Valmiki Maharshi mentions that he was growing up like a fire into which oblations have been offered. Like in the sacrificial fire is there at the yajna fire. When you put ghee or any item, it increases its flame and it opens its tongue. That means it's very happy to receive. So he was as radiant as the fire, and he was accepting every good thing. He was becoming a very bright student. And then he observed his father. Oh, his father is also a great ascetic, great sage. He also thought, let me also go and let me also do great austerities. And he thought, let me also control myself and follow the Yuga Dharma. What is that Yuga Dharma? To meditate on the Supreme Lord Vishnu. This was in which Yuga is this? This was in Krita Yuga. So Agastya Muni is explaining all this to Lord Ramachandra. So he went to the forests and he started doing austerities, very severe austerities for 1,000 years. He was following all the required rituals for 1,000 years. He lived, sometimes he used to live only on water. Sometimes he survived only on air and he ate nothing. So in this way, he passed 1,000 years as if it was only 1 year. So that means what? It means, see, when you're in a happy mood, when you're happily doing your sadhana, everything, or take it materially itself, the time will pass very fast. In my team, in my office, they say that the weekend has passed very, like in a jiffy. So they enjoy so much in the weekends that the 2 days, they pass by very fast. But here, you see, why I'm stressing on this point is, when he's doing such austerities, he felt happiness. That means he's in mode of goodness. You see, all the Sattva-guna people, they feel very happy when they do some tapasya or some devotional service. That's why devotees, they can never be without doing any devotional service. So 1,000 years, it went away just as if it was 1 day, or 1 year. So after that, what happened? Brahma, and along with all the demigods. So who is Brahma? Brahma is his great-grandfather. His father is Vishravasa, his grandfather is Pulastya, and his great-grandfather is Brahma. So Brahma, along with Indra and all the demigods, they appeared in his ashram. And they said, my dear Vaishravana, I'm very pleased with your austerities. And you deserve to be granted a boon. So please tell me what boon you want. Then Vaishravana said, my dear grandfather, I wish to be a guardian of this world and look after the treasures. Okay, he said, I want to be guardian of this world. Okay, of this world in the sense of this Brahmanda, within this Brahmanda, and I want to look after all the treasures. So Brahma he also felt very happy. He felt very happy in his mind, and even the demigods also felt very happy there. And then Brahma told Vaishravana, yes, don't worry. Yes, I agree to your boon, to your ask. Because after Yama and Indra and Varuna, I wanted to create a fourth guardian for this Brahmanda. And I was thinking who can become. But that is the same status which you have also asked for. And you know about the dharma properly, you perform all the austerities as per the Vedic Vedas. So you are the right person for this job. So therefore, you go and you become Dhanesha. Dhana Isha becomes Dhanesha. So Dhana means wealth, Isha means controller. So controller or the treasurer of the wealth is Dhanesha. So Vaishravana became the treasurer of the wealth. He is none other than Kubera. He is also called as Kubera. Okay, so this Kubera, he is the son of Vishravasa, who is Vishravasa is the son of Pulastya, and Pulastya is the son of Brahma. Okay, understand this lineage. All right. So, and then he said, Brahma said, so now on, you will become the fourth guardian after Yamaraj, Indradev, and Varunadev. And you will get because you have come to that position, right? So when you become the president, or when you become the prime minister or the king, you have your plane, Air Force One. India also has Prime Minister Modi has his own plane. Like the kings in the Arab countries, each one of not only king, the richest person also has his own plane. So when he takes that position, Brahma offered him, you will get a airplane which is called Pushpaka Viman, and it is like that of a sun. So you accept this vehicle and you can move around in this vehicle wherever you want to go. You can go there. You can travel as all the demigods do. Like that, you can also travel. So giving these boons, Brahma and all the demigods, they went back to their abode. Now Dhanesha or Kubera, so he went to his father, he bowed down in humility, and he addressed him, and he said, "My dear father, I have obtained this boon from the great grandfather Brahma. But what happened? He did not indicate a place for me to live in. So can you please tell me where I can go and make, because this is an ashram, right? And the work that he is going to do requires, it cannot be done in an ashram. A treasurer for the entire Brahmanda, it means that he requires a big palace, a big office and all that. So he said, can you please indicate a proper residence from me? And in that, there should not be any sufferings of any type for any being who is there. Then Vishravasa said that, my dear son, Vishwakarma, he constructed a beautiful city named Lanka. Lanka means actually island. Okay, Lanka is a southern island. So, many in Andhra Pradesh, I remember, in the Godavari and the Krishna rivers, when they meet the ocean, right? They open up they have so many distributaries, which we say mouths of the river. When they come closer to the ocean, the river splits into many other streams. So there are many islands which are formed. So they all name it as Krishna Lanka, Jaya Lanka, Vijaya Lanka, like that they keep saying. So Lanka basically means the islands. So Vishravasa said that Vishwakarma is the, again, architect for demigods. So we have our builders here, right? In Texas or something. There are so many real estate builders who make big communities. Like that, there is a sculptor for demigods. His name is Vishwakarma. So his father is saying, Vishwakarma, he constructed a very nice city, which is called Lanka, for the Rakshasas to reside, for the demons to reside. And that city is like Indra's Amaravati. Indra lives in heavenly planet, Swargaloka. And the capital of the Swargaloka is Amaravati. So that city is as beautiful as Amaravati. Everything is made of gold, marbles, jewels, diamonds. So that city was built for Rakshasas, but in the earlier times, what happened? Because of the fear of Lord Vishnu, all the Rakshasas, they abandoned it and it has become empty. And all the Rakshasas, where did they go? They went to the lower planetary systems called Rasatala. There are 7 lower planetary systems: Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Rasatala, Patala, like that. Mahatala, Patala, like that. So they went to Rasatala. And that city is vacant. So you go there and you reside there. And that mountain is on this, city is on the summit of the mountain, that is Trikutachalam. On the Trikuta mountain, on the summit of that, the city is there. So he went there and he started residing there. And because such a great Brahmana is there and treasurer, within a very short period of time, a lot of citizens started residing there, who all became the assistants for Kubera, and they filled all the place. So they all started living happily in that Lanka. And from time to time, what happened? The Lord of the Treasurers, who is the Lord of Treasurer? Kubera. His Pushpaka Viman to happily go and meet his father and mother. And he's always praised by various demigods, a large number of Gandharvas, Siddhas, and Charanas, all the celestial beings. He's always being glorified by them. So when Rama heard this, he was again surprised. So you were saying, Rama said to Agastya Muni that you're saying that Lanka was already built for Rakshasas. Okay, how is that possible? Can you please explain that? And he said, because we understand that Rakshasas were also born from Pulastya's lineage. Later on, Agastya Muni again explains. But how did they come and started living in the Lanka? Were they stronger than Ravana, Kumbhakarna, Prahasta, Vikata, and other sons of Ravana? Who were their ancestors? What was his name? What was the strength of their austerities? And what crimes did they commit that because of which they have to go away? They have to abandon the Lanka due to fear of Vishnu. Can you please explain all this? So again, Agastya Muni starts from the... So, yes, my dear Rama, I'll explain. You know, Brahma, he was born from whom? Anyone? How Brahma was born?
From the navel of Vishnu.
Correct. Which Vishnu?
Garbhodakshaya Vishnu.
Exactly. From the navel of Garbhodakshaya Vishnu, Brahma was born. Okay. And after he was born, he did tapasya and he started his job. Right. What is his job? Is to create. So the first thing he created was the waters. And to protect the jala, to protect the waters, he created various other creatures, other living entities. And these creatures, they all very humbly, they presented themselves before Brahma. And they were all very scared and they're afflicted because of hunger and thirst. But because these creatures, some of them were very powerful and other one was very weak. So the power was devouring the weak. The powerful entities were eating the weak entities. So the weaker section became very fearful, and the powerful section is always very very hungry and thirsty. So they all came to Brahma and said, "What do you want us to do?" Then that Prajapati or Brahma said, "Please take care and you protect of this." They were given some duties, and you protect these waters and all those. So among those hungry creatures or those people, some said, "Okay, we shall protect." And there were some others who said, "We will be very swift." That means very fast. Why? Because they have to escape from getting devoured, from getting eaten by the powerful creatures. Right? So those who said that we will protect, we shall protect, they came to be known as Rakshakas or Rakshasa. See, Rakshana, to protection means Rakshama. Rakshama means to protect. Because they said we will protect, they came to be known as Rakshasas. And the ones who said that we will be very swift, will be very fast, we want to be fast, we want to escape from them, they came to be known as Yakshas. Yakshama means to be very fast and swift. That is Yakshama. So, among these Rakshasas, see initially they're not demons. Okay. Now when we say Rakshas, all we understand is demon. But the word Rakshas came from Raksha. Rakshama means to protect. So why we call them demons? So that's why demons, another name of demons is Asuras. Sura means all the demigods. Asura means they're demons. So demons never do the duty which they are supposed to do. They form their own duties. So among these two, among the Rakshasas, there were two brothers. One of their one's name is Heti and the other's name is Praheti. Okay, the Praheti Rakshasa was very devoted to dharma. So he was very pious. You see, although he's called a Rakshasa, he's very pious, just like Vibhishana, very pious. And he did not desire a wife also, and he did not marry. But for the second one, Heti, he took extreme efforts, and he married a maiden whose name is Bhaya. This is a very interesting, okay? And the names you see, Bhaya, he married a sister, a maiden, a girl named Bhaya, who causes great fear. So these are not symbolic, okay? These are actual things. Because as I mentioned, that behind every energy, there is a personality behind it. In fact, it is a little above our understanding, but just to give you a small hint, in Goloka Vrindavan, the thoughts between Krishna, Radharani and Krishna and others devotees there, the thoughts also manifest as a person there. It's very superior and transcendent. That's why it's called transcendental. One word, divyam, transcendental. Inconceivable. We say, inconceivable. We can't understand those. So here also in the material world is actually a reflection. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita that this material world is a reflection of the spiritual world. So here also, for every energy, there is a personality behind. You see Maya, Maya Devi. She's illusion. But behind her, behind that energy, there is a personality, who is Durga Devi. To understand more further, there is government. And who is running the government? The president or the king. So there is a king. There is a leader. So leader is the personality and the government is the impersonal form. Okay. Anyways, so Bhaya, Heti, he married Bhaya. And Bhaya is the sister of Kala. Kala means what? Time, destiny, or death. This is Kala. So when you marry, what happened? Like symbolically, it is there, and also factually, they are present. Because later you will understand the same Kala, he comes, the time personified, comes in front of Rama in the end of Uttara Ramayana, Uttara Kanda, when Lord Ramachandra is ready to disappear, when his time comes to disappear, the same Kala, he comes to Ramachandra and he speaks. So Bhaya was a sister of Kala, and so Heti married Bhaya. And through her, they had a son. Okay, and that son was also a great person, and his name was Vidyut Kesha. Okay, and Vidyut Kesha, he married to another girl whose name is Salakantakata. Okay, Salakantakata is the daughter of Sandhya. Okay, so Vidyut Kesha married her, and she delivered, then after marrying, she was conceived by Vidyut Kesha, and when she was pregnant, her womb itself was as radiant as a big cloud, as a shiny cloud. So she went to Mandhara mountain and she delivered the baby. And after delivering, she immediately came back to Vidyutkesha again. Okay, because she desiring his association again. Right after delivering, she came back there. So you see the mindset. The baby is born and she is not even there. She is directly going to the husband to enjoy again. So forgetting her own son, she found the pleasure with her husband. Then the child who was delivered there, he was like an autumn sun. Autumn sun is basically in India, after the rainy season, the sun becomes, there are no clouds. It's very bright. So he was very radiant, like an autumn sun. So he covered his hands and he started weeping, lamenting very loudly. And at that time, Hara and Uma, Hara is Shiva and Uma is Parvati. They were going on a bull on Nandishwara. They were roaming around. And they saw this weeping son of Vidyutkesha and Salakantaka. So then being very merciful to that child, Mahadev, that is Shiva, he immediately made that son as old as his mother. And he also gave a long life. And because Parvati Devi was looking at him very mercifully. Oh, like nobody is there to take care. Immediately Shiva, he made him as old as his mother, long life, and he gave him a city that could travel through the sky, that can fly, a city which can fly. Imagine. Then Uma, Miss Parvati Devi, she also gave a lot of boons. And one of the boon is that they understood this Salakantakata. She's not even bothered about her delivered baby. So she said, whenever she's delivering, that baby would immediately come to the age of the mother. So this son who was born, his name is Sukesha. Okay. So because he received all the boons and he became a little proud. And he also obtained the big city that could travel in the sky. And so he was traveling everywhere in the sky using that city, along with the city. So you understand the lineage again. So there's another one from Brahma, who came from Pulasa Brahma, this Haiti. Then from Haiti to Vidyutkesha, and Vidyutkesha to Sukesha. So when he was flying like that, there was a Gandharva. His name is Gramani. Okay. He was like the head of the Gandharvas. Gandharva is one kind of a species in the celestial kingdoms, in the upper planetary systems. They sing and dance and do all the artwork very nicely. So he had a daughter whose name is Devavati, and she was as beautiful as Lakshmi Devi herself. And he saw that Sukesha was following the dharma, and he had obtained so many boons from Hara and Uma, from Shiva and Parvati. So she gave her his daughter to Sukesha as a wife. So through Devavati, Sukesha gave birth to 3 sons. Okay, who were like and these 3 sons were the most powerful of his clan, the Rakshasa clan. They were the most powerful. And who were they? They were Malyavanta, Sumali, and Mali. Malyavat, Sumali, and Mali. Okay. And it is mentioned that they were also like, very fearless, just like his father. And they were roaming all over the Brahmanda. And they were without any anxiety. They were very sharp. And they were very terrible also. Okay, so they started showing up all the bad qualities. Okay. So they realized that their father had obtained great prosperity because of the boons from Shiva and Parvati. Therefore, they also made up their minds that they also wanted some boons. So they went to Meru and they performed great austerities. They performed terrible rituals. And because of those terrible rituals, austerities, all the creatures in the forest, the humanity, everything, they also started getting terrified. And they performed all this tapasya, austerities. They are very difficult to undertake. So because of their austerities, the three worlds, upper planetary systems, middle planetary systems, and lower planetary systems, the demigods, the asuras, the humans, everyone, they were getting tormented. So normally, when when the people do a great tapasya, and if it is not favorably done, like like black magic and all that is there, like aghoras, so that they disturb, their tapasya actually disturbs other creatures. So at that time, Brahma, he came down before Sukesha's sons, and he said, don't worry, I'll grant you boons, I'm very pleased. So please let me know what you want. So they all joined their palms in salutations, they offered their obeisances, and then said, my dear Brahma, we have worshipped you. Right? 1 minute. Yeah. So we all have worshipped you. If you want to give us the boons, give us the boons to make us invincible. That means unconquerable. We have to be very powerful and no one can defeat us. So you allow us to kill all our enemies and let us live forever. And we should all be devoted to each other, please. That means the brothers always to be together. So the Lord Brahma, they said, sure, as per your wish, you will be like that. You will be invincible. That means undefeatable, unconquerable. You'll live for long. You'll have long life. So because they obtained these boons, they became fearless and they started to oppress the demigods. And even the demons, asuras also. So they started killing other demons and the demigods. So many demigods in large numbers. Demigods, rishis, that sages and charanas, other celestial beings, they were killed, slaughtered by these three brothers. Who are they? Malyavat, then Sumali and Mali. So they were killing like this, and then they went to Vishwakarma. And they said, you see, you are the one who builds great residences for all the demigods. As per whatever they want, according to their wish, you build great houses. So you also build a similar residence for us also, maybe on the Himalayas or Meru Parvata or Uttara mountain. You create a great residence for us. just like the residence of Shiva or Maheshwara's residence. And Vishwakarma is also a part of the demigod clan. So they were overpowering him. So then Vishwakarma said, sure, there is a mountain which is it's called as Trikuta. It is on the southern seashore. And there is a peak in the middle of that mountain, and that mountain, that peak is like it's like a cloud. Even the birds find it very difficult to go up on that the summit of that mountains. And it extends for 30 yojanas, 30 into 8 miles. That means 240 miles. That Trikutachalam is there, just that one peak. And it has all the golden ramparts and gates. So based on the command of Indra, I'll construct a city of Lanka there. So Vishwakarma, he constructed a very beautiful city, Kanchana Lanka. It is called as Kanchana Lanka. And to construct that, Prabhupada says in one of his Srimad Bhagavatam lectures that a lot of gold was used. The houses, the arches, the buildings, everything was constructed out of gold. Gold, marble, diamonds, all jewelries. So that gold was mined exactly behind Sri Lanka. Behind Sri Lanka means around the globe. If you go exactly behind Sri Lanka, from that place the gold was mined and brought it here to construct that Lanka. So Prabhupada says that place is nothing but the present day. It comes around near Brazil. Anyways, so Vishwakarma, he constructed that fortified city of Lanka. And he also said that enemies will find it impossible to breach the walls of Sri Lanka, of Lanka. So then Vishwakarma built it, and then they all the Rakshasas, they all resided in that place. So that place was with hundreds of golden houses. And after reaching that Lanka, these Rakshasas, it is mentioned again and again, I have not mentioned before, that these demons, they like to roam in the nights. They find pleasure in roaming at the night. This is one of the quality of the demon. So then what happened, there was a Gandharvi. Gandharvi is like the lady of the Gandharva clan, Gandharva lady. Her name is Narmada. And she used to follow all kinds of dharma. So she had 3 daughters. Okay. And those daughters were very beautiful. And she was delighted to give those 3 daughters to whose sons? Sukesha's sons, the 3 sons, Malyavat, Sumali, and Mali. So, Malyavat's wife, her name is Sundari. And from Malyavat and Sundari, they had sons who were Vajramushti, Virupaksha, Durmukha, Suptagna, Yajnakopa, Matta, Unmatta, and there was a beautiful daughter, Anala also. So you will find all these demons who fought in the battle of Rama and Ravana. Virupaksha was born of who? Of Malyavat and Sundari. Then Sumali and his wife is Ketumati. So they both gave birth to who? Prahasta, Kampana, Vikata, Kalakarmukha, Dhumaraksha, Danda, Suparshva, Sahladi, Praghasa, and the Rakshasa Bhasakarna. all of these demons were born. Again, you will find them in the army of Ravana. And Sumali and Ketumati, they also gave birth to a few daughters. They were Raka, Pushpotkata, Kaikasi, and Kumbhinashi. So very important here is Kaikasi. So Sumali's daughter is Kaikasi. Kaikasi is the mother of Ravana. Okay. Then Mali, the third son, Mali. He was married to Vasudha. Her name was Vasudha. And Mali's sons were Anila, and Anila, two sons, Hara and Sampati. And all these Mali's sons, the four sons, right, they became advisors of Vibhishana. They were little pious. Okay, within Rakshasa's clan itself, you see, most of them were very impious, and some were pious. So, like this, the whole Lanka, again, they were, they got married. Many other, all the citizens, they all got married, and they were surrounded by hundreds of sons. And now that their population has increased, they all used to go to the demigods, other planetary systems, because Sukesha and others, they all had planes to fly. And they were very powerful. So they used to oppress the demigods, the sages, the serpents, and the Danavas. So like the wind, as fast as the wind, they used to roam around the entire Brahmanda. And they were very, they were unconquerable. Nobody could defeat them. And what they used to do? They used to destroy all the sacrifices and the rituals. Okay, so I'll stop today. So this is the entire like a history session. Some more of this. Who is telling all this? Agastya Maharshi is telling all this. So he asked about Ravana and Indrajit, but now he's going to the root from where, how they were born, who they were sons, because this is what Rama asked, and Agastya Muni had given the answers. So he still speaks about the lineage of Rama and Ramachandra, and some more he says about it. Okay, I'll stop here. Any